Welcome to Reset Today with Stephanie J. You've just tuned in to the show that allows you to reset in any area of your life. So come on and join me. Hit that reset bell and get ready to start fresh. All right, I hit mine. How about you? I pray that you're doing well on this day. A little chilly, but it's a nice day. Got out and took care of some stuff early this morning, and now I am in. I had to take care of some in-house business, but I wanted to take some time to do a short podcast. And this will not be a typical podcast. I am actually going to talk about an organization that I was just made aware of on yesterday when I had a knock at the door. Before I get into that, let me tell you where my podcast can be picked up. A Brand New Day with Stephanie J can be picked up on Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Castbox, Google, Apple, JioSaavn, JioSaavn, and iHeartRadio. Reset Today with Stephanie J, the one that's on now, can be picked up on Spreaker, Spotify, Deezer, JioSaavn, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And I'm so grateful to everyone who makes this possible. And so I am listening to an instrumental from my son called Sleeping In, and how many people would like to be doing that right about now on this chilly, well, I was going to say winter-like, but not really winter-like. I went out with a sweater on and it was pretty cool, but it's, I guess, a pretty breezy fall day, but it's beautiful nonetheless. As I often like to quote, someone said, any day above the dirt is a good day. So I am not complaining. I am not complaining at all. How about you? Well, I am going to do a spotlight on Voice for Justice. Got a knock at the door sometime yesterday. And there were two friendly looking gentlemen, and they, were knocking on doors in the neighborhood. And the first thing that I was asked was, was my family okay? And how are we doing amid the COVID, epidemic? Are we experiencing any issues, regarding rent or regarding anything, within the house and, things like that. And so, we talked for a little bit. One of the gentlemen's name is Hanif, and he wrote it out on the flyer, Hanif. So I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the other gentleman, I believe he said his name was Martin. He was heavily masked, and he was trying to talk, loud through the mask. But I believe it was Martin. But they were, very good to talk to for the cause that they came around for. And after we finished talking, I let them know that, I do podcasts, and I will definitely spread the word, because at the very top of the flyer, it says, help spread the news. So I thought this would be a good way to spread the news. And unfortunately, this is for Virginia residents. Now, I do not know, what other states have going on, but I'm quite sure under, COVID, there are many organizations that, have this type of help available. So it is definitely worth looking into and checking into in your state or your area. And what it says is that there is an eviction moratorium in Virginia now. And what a moratorium is, it's a temporary prohibition of an activity. So in this sense, it would be, postponing or, keeping an eviction from going forth because of, COVID. We know that many people have been affected, through this pandemic. Many people have lost jobs and income and things of that nature. And so that is great news. And it says there is Virginia rent money if your job was impacted by COVID. So you're able to get some help in this area if this is something that you need at this time. And so, of course, they have numbers here. I'll give you the numbers that you can contact for assistance. And let's see, it says voice leaders built the power to stop evictions and threat of eviction of tens of thousands of renters, created pressure for $87 million in rent relief. It says eliminate suspending driver's licensing for unpaid court fines and fees, and get repairs at the Gum Springs Community Center. Now, years ago, I was the computer clubhouse manager at the Gum Springs Community Center. I mean, this was more than 10 years ago. I don't think that a lot is up and running there anymore, but perhaps they will, look into that as time goes on and, maybe give the kids something to do indoors. And I thought about it after I brought that up when we were talking yesterday. I guess it would be pretty difficult, with the guidelines, for everything to be back in place, because the computer clubhouse wasn't too big to begin with. And so when you think about social distancing and, things like that, I don't know. But so they were talking about repairs, at the center. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. It says Voice is a people's power organization of 52 faith and community institutions representing more than 200,000 families in Northern Virginia, including in the Route 1 area, Bethlehem Baptist, ICNA, Good Shepherd, Rising Hope. I visited Bethlehem a few times. I actually sang at a memorial for a funeral for a lady who worked at Rising Hope along with me many years back. I sang Going Up Yonder with the, Bethlehem choir backing me. And Rising Hope, I worked at Rising Hope many years ago. And what I love about that ministry is it is a church. They held worship services, but they did a lot for the community, and they had, feeding program, a food pantry, as well as a clothing closet. And then they helped or, linked people to social services. There was a lot of outreach to shelters and, other places where people used to come in and attend the services, and they'd have lunch and the van would pick them up. I really enjoyed my time at Rising Hope. So those are just a few of the organizations involved. They have a website here, and it says, for more on Voice, go to www.voice-iaf.org. And I'll give that to you again before I sign off. It says to join other tenants to build power for change. Reach out to Voice at www.voice-iaf.org. It says for rent relief help, contact Fairfax Coordinated Services at 804-404-8752. It says Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, that number is 804-404-8752. Fairfax Coordinated Services. And it says for legal assistance, you can contact Legal Services of Northern Virginia, or LSNV for short. And I have had to contact them in the past for help with a rental situation, and they were very good at responding and, getting me someone to talk to, free consulting about the situation. And although I did not need for them to represent me, the lawyer did step in and send a letter to the other attorney, which stopped something that they were trying to do. And it wasn't a rent situation. It was something else, but they were helpful in that. So if you would like to contact them, their number is 703-778-6800, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and then from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. Again, that number is 703-778-6800, and it says they may be able to help you for free, and that really depends on your circumstances. They will do a short intake, definitely over the phone because of COVID, and they will let you know ahead of time, if they will be able to help you and, what their policies are. And so, I'm just doing my part. I am spreading the news. And listen, if you need the help, please don't be ashamed or embarrassed to at least call and find out, what may be done in your particular circumstance, because everybody is dealing with or going through something. Some people may be worse off than others. Thank God I'm not in a situation where I need this type of assistance, but best believe if I did, Stephanie J would have to swallow her pride and go ahead and call and get the help. Thank God that it is available. They know that people are being impacted by COVID, and, thank God there